If your job is to make sure the trains are running on time, do you think it's important for us to make sure that there's something in those cars? In other words, Senator Grassley broached the topic of solvency of Social Security. According to published reports, Social Security will become insolvent by 2033 unless Congress does something different. Medicare will become insolvent by 2031. Just to cover a few facts with you, I'm sure you're aware of all of this. Right now, our debt to GDP ratio is 100%. We spend $659 billion so far this year just on interest on the debt. $659 billion just to pay interest to the bondholders in China and Japan and elsewhere around the world. As you know, mandatory spending, which includes Social Security and Medicare, roughly is 2/3 of all federal spending. So that contributes disproportionately to the debt that I mentioned just a moment ago. Try as we may, trying to deal with this strictly in discretionary spending, which is 1/3 of that spending, including the 8% that's spent just on interest alone. We can't get there, get to balance dealing with discretionary spending. Obviously, our goal should be to save Social Security and Medicare and not cut it. You've been in politics a while. You understand what a political football this can be. But at some point, it seems to me that people in politics need to have the courage to speak the truth about where we are and what direction we are heading when it comes to federal spending. Right now, we are debating a supplemental appropriation bill. The House is for Israel to help them defend their country against terrorists known as Hamas. We know the president has also requested money for Ukraine, total of, I think, $106 billion in supplemental appropriation requests. The president also sent us another $50 billion domestic supplemental as well. I think you can tell the direction I'm heading here, the gist of my concerns, but unless we do something different than we have been doing, we are heading toward a disaster for the seniors that depend on Social Security and Medicare, and a disaster for our country because we won't have the financial ability to actually deal with emergencies like what's happening in Israel, what's happening in Ukraine, and other places around the world. So do you agree with me that we're heading in a bad direction?
This is important news. Please make sure to watch out for these adjustments. There are new finalized rules for Medicare that you need to be aware of. And these changes could affect your monthly benefits and coverage, especially if you receive SSI benefits. My dear friends, please do me a big favor and watch until the end of this video to hear about all of the details. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community. Every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. In September, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services finalized a rule that is intended to help low-income Medicare beneficiaries gain access to Medicaid coverage of Medicare premiums and cost sharing through the Medicare savings programs. The new Medicaid rule will streamline the Medicaid application process for the Medicare savings program by further automating the application process for individuals with Medicare's Part D low-income subsidy and automatically enrolling some Medicare beneficiaries, including those who receive SSI. After the effects of the rule are fully in place, in 2029, CMS expects the rule to increase enrollment in the Medicare savings programs by nearly 1 million people. New enrollments include people who enroll in the Medicare savings programs because of the rule, and additional months of coverage among people who would have enrolled anyway, but now they face fewer administrative barriers. The final rule is one component of a larger proposed rule that would make broader changes to Medicaid eligibility. Among the 12.5 million people with Medicare and Medicaid, nearly all participate in the Medicare savings programs, and nearly 3/4 also receive full Medicaid benefits. But being enrolled in the program does not automatically equate to understanding all of its inner workings and rules. Such is a result of a recent survey, which found that almost 65% of enrollees say the program is confusing and difficult to understand. Medicare is often portrayed as an affordable means of securing health insurance for seniors, but that coverage also comes at a cost. The only part of Medicare that is free is Part A, which covers hospital care and skilled nursing facilities. And it's worth noting that while Part A is free for most enrollees, it may not be free for everyone. Medicare Part B, which covers outpatient care and diagnostics, charges a monthly premium that enrollees can either submit directly or have deducted from their Social Security benefits. Then there's Medicare Part D, which covers prescriptions. Part D plans set different premium rates, and the cost from one plan to the next can also vary. But there is a cost nonetheless. Enrollees in original Medicare, Parts A and Parts B, plus a Part D plan, typically gets access to a wide range of healthcare providers. But that does not mean you can see any doctor you want. Unless you're willing to pay out of pocket, you will need to make sure your doctor accepts Medicare. Also, enrollees in Medicare are given the option to choose between original Medicare and Medicare Advantage. But according to the Motley Fool, you are not stuck with your decision forever. Each year between October 15th and December 7th, Medicare enrollees get the opportunity to make changes to their coverage during an annual open enrollment. In the course of open enrollment, you can move from the original Medicare to Medicare Advantage, or drop Advantage and get on the original Medicare. You can also switch from one Advantage plan to another that better meets your needs or is more cost-effective. The Federal Reserve left interest rates unchanged on Wednesday, but did signal that future rate hikes are still possible if that's what it takes to curb stubborn inflation. This was the second meeting in a row in which policymakers held rates steady at 5.25% to 5.5%, following an aggressive series of increases over the previous year and a half. Inflation has fallen significantly since hitting a 4-decade high last summer, but prices are still climbing faster than the Fed's target of 2% per year. Despite the sharp run-up in borrowing costs, American consumers are still spending freely on vehicles and restaurant meals. The nation's economy grew at an annual pace of 4.9% in July, August, and September, with personal spending driving much of that increase. The Fed noted that strong pace of growth in announcing its decision. Well, my magnificent and most beautiful friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. Dear friends, thank you so much for being part of this community. I will be announcing several winners every Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, dearest friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. The winners of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is Janie King and Gwendolyn Lee. Congratulations, my dearest friends! To claim your gift cards, please check your notifications page and send me a message. Or, dear friends, you could message me on my Facebook page. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed weekend.